Hello everyone, today I will be doing a quick tutorial about Prisma, especially about Prisma and Postgres. I will use Node for this, so I don't have any frontend, just like in console some output. We will create a database, then we will create also one entry and console.log this out. So we begin with the yarn init.y. So now that we have our node module enabled, we're going to install now that this is in that we have and now we are adding the Typescript packages, the TS-node to run the Typescript file, and the node types. So after this, we can add the Prisma plugin, and we also need the Prisma client to be able to fetch the data from the database and also to push it. So, and then we can go in here. And after this we can run yarn prisma init. After this we can run yarn at prisma init. Oh, no. After this we can run yarn at prisma init to initialize the Prisma project. I already have one, so I'm not going to do this. After this you should see a Prisma folder with a scheme.prisma, and here we have the generator for the client. Then data source DB, this is like our sources, which provider we use, Postgres like I said, and here's the URL for the database. If you don't know this is taking the .env file and passing the variable database.url, which looks like this. We have here Postgres as the database name. Then we have my name, my password, the URL where it's hosted, and the database name. And then after this we have the schema. So pretty basic. So, and then we're going to create this is like a user who has profile and can post stuff like this. So we create a post. A post can have an ID of type integer, which is auto incremented, and then created at when it is created. The default is the time now. Updated at when it's updated. This is a default function when some data is updated, this changed. Then we have a title type string. It's a varchar 255 characters. A content which is optional, that's why the question mark is there. Then if it is published, the default is false, so that it's not defaultly published. Then we have an author, which is from type user, which is down here. And it is in a relation with the author ID, with this one, and with the reference ID, so this one here. Then we have a profile. In the profile is again an ID with auto increment. Then it's optional to have a bio. Then we have the user. Again, it's in a relation with the user ID from here, and there's a reference to the ID from the user, and the user ID is unique. Then we have the user have an ID, a unique email, an option name, an array of posts, because one user can have many posts, but only one profile, and the profile is also optional. So when we have this, we can go yarn Prisma migrate dev name init. So we migrate this Prisma schema to an SQL or PostgreSQL schema that is generated the database. So I get this error because I want to delete everything inside it, and that's it. So you see here we have a migration init file. If I show this, you see here like it's just basic SQL, create tables and stuff like this. So now we can go in the index file. This index file is like our entry point for the Prisma client. We import the Prisma client, and then we initialize it to the variable name Prisma, and we create an async function main. In this async function here, we create an entry in the Prisma database. We take this prisma.user.create, and we add this data here. So name, email, post, everything with this inside this here, ID, email, name, post, profile. Except the ID we don't need. And then post, we create a post. This is Prisma world with a title of hello world. And again, a profile, we create one with a bio. I like turtles. And then after this here, we find many users. So we get every entry which is in the database, and we include this post and profile. So if we wouldn't do this, we would just like get the name, email and ID. But because we do this, we can go deeper in the database, so the post is also included in the profile. And then we console.dir everything out. And here we call the main function. Then after it is called, we disconnect from the database, and if it's an error, we console.log the error and disconnect anyways. So if we run this now, this node index, we see here our entry, and yeah, if you want to add now some other users, you can just go inside here and I don't know, change this one, because the email is unique. It needs to be a different one. So if we run it again, we have one entry here and another entry here. So in the future I will do like some login with Prisma and next auth and Next.js with some nice login screens. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe and leave a like. Goodbye.